As votes continue to be tallied in major swing states, both candidates are gearing up for what could become a long battle for this presidency. So here to discuss this is Michael Waldman, president of the Brennan Center for Justice, a nonpartisan law and policy institute. Thank you for being with us, Michael. We appreciate it. And this election has proven to be much closer than what a lot of experts were predicting earlier in the week. We are within the margin of error for a recount. So how much longer might that delay us getting the final results?
Well, the first thing, as you have just said, it was extraordinary to have such a successful election in the middle of a pandemic. It's the highest voter turnout since 1900. And we know that part of the way that happened was a lot of people voted by mail and that it was going to take longer to count those ballots. So we're really still in the middle of counting. And I don't know that it's going to be that close necessarily once all the ballots are counted. But of course, because of the electoral college system, a lot of it comes down to specific individual states. And in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Michigan, by their state law, they weren't allowed to start counting the ballots till yesterday. So it's going to take a few days more. I think that the election officials who are doing this, and they're from both parties, so far have done a really good job, and they seem to have a good sense of what they need to do and how to meet the deadlines.
That is certainly good to hear. And as you said, yes, we are actively counting votes right now because of the fact that we're voting in the middle of a pandemic. We heard from President Trump overnight saying that he would go to the Supreme Court to stop said votes from being counted legally. What can he do? What can't he do? What actually are his legal options, if any?
Yeah, well, he said that, but the courts have not been friendly to these claims up until now. And he would have to allege specific things that he said were wrong in a place like, say, Pennsylvania. I think it's very unlikely. It's possible, but it's very unlikely that this is going to be decided by judges. It's really been decided by the people. We're just finding out what they've decided.
Right.
He has said he will send his lawyers in to stop the counting in Pennsylvania. He wants to go to the Supreme Court, but it's not clear that that's not a lot of kind of huffing and puffing.
Right. I mean, and let's dig a little deeper into what the president also said overnight. He actually declared a premature victory, even though no one has called the race for either candidate. And then this morning, President Trump called the late results coming in, quote unquote, very strange, suggesting something nefarious is going on. How much does this concern you, this rhetoric? I know you said huffing and puffing, but we have a large group of people who voted for him who believe what he says. How concerning is this?
Well, any president, their words matter. Their words should matter a lot. And so when, for the very first time in history, a candidate for president, while they're still counting the votes, declared, not just said I won, but that any other result is fraud, that's a problem. Vice President Pence said what Vice President Biden said, which is the votes have to be counted, and Pence thought they were going to do well, and Biden thought he was going to do well. That kind of patience is not really a typical American trait necessarily, but it's what we all have to have. And we should all be working to uphold and not undermine our democracy. And so part of that is letting the process play out. But unfortunately, the president's words were not a good look in that direction.
All right. Well, we appreciate all of those words of wisdom. President of the Brennan Center for Justice, Michael Waldman, thank you for being with us today. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.